Yeah, that exactly is the generation gap. There is a generation gap when you say generation alpha, generation Z, generation X. What is your generation? You could be over 60 years of old, 60 years of age. And the generation, the latest is about 22 years old. Their language is different. The way they think is different. They do not have as much insecurities that you had. They're very ambitious, and many of them wants to become millionaires before they are 30 years of age. Perhaps they are less consistent in delivery of any services. They jump from job to job. They're good at moving through the internet. And the internet space is a big world for this Gen Z or the new generation. So there is a generation gap. So you cannot impose your value system on them. How that you live, what is the expression of respect is very different from the new generation, from that of your generation. And how do they respond to your queries? So their attitudes are different. Their camaraderie among their friends are different. At one time, there was something called joint family, and it moved on to nuclear family. So similarly, this generation has very little to do with the way that you think. So and economically, socially, geographically, they are very detached from the way that you have lived. So your sentiments does not correspond or match with that of your grandchildren. But then the grandchildren also, they have their own justification, their peer pressures, and they are of different kind of anxieties. Relationships, sustainable relationships, long-term relationships are not the main pivotal point. It's not the fulcrum. It is not the anchoring that they have. The new generation likes to experiment. They have more privacy than that you have enjoyed. And they have their own route, their own path of economic freedom, of career solutions, relationship solutions, and the way they have made their social colonies. Their social colonies as internet groups, not essentially meeting in a football field or meeting in a festival or the celebrative traditional celebrations. These are all not piercing through the brain of the new generation people. They like to travel, and they are more secure, and they have their own topic of discussions. They have their own career choices, which is mostly disconnected from the way that you have had in your career as a farmer, for example. New generation are more musical. They express themselves well. They have alternate solutions, not just traditional careers like advocates or doctors or engineers. They have moved on. So understand them, understand the way they consider what is tradition. They do not perhaps connect with all that values that you had as tradition. They're generating their own culture. Their sentiments are different. So how to communicate with them? Meditation is a common thread. Everybody has to meditate. Everybody has to do breathing techniques. Physical fitness is important in every generation. Maybe not the correct type of eating, but physical fitness as in exercises, and wisdom of the mind is essential, though your generation and the new generation are perhaps looking averse to meditations. So this is a bonding thing, because outside all the expressions, external expressions, internally every human being has a connectivity. So discover that connectivity, reduce your generation gaps. December 21st, enroll to the World Meditation Day as declared by United Nations, as guided and led by His Holiness Puja Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji. Enjoy your meditations.